chill. If you go back and watch episode 32 with Brandon,
Okay.
he didn't know that I don't think he knows that I do that. And so right before, I didn't think he was going to talk, and I cleaned it up, or like turned up the microphones, and all of a sudden he goes, and I go, and I go, chill. And I was like, oh, that's kind of perfect. What's going on, everybody? We are back, episode number 33. 33. Everybody's here.
Yep.
We got
the
Landon.
team.
We got Jonathan.
What's up?
The team is back. We're going to go through some cool stuff. The episode today, a little bit of hot topics. And no, I don't mean shopping, even though I used to love Hot Topic as a kid. I wasn't like I wasn't in that realm of, darker fashion life when I was younger. However,
Now you are.
kind of a little bit.
I've been all black
I like
every day on everything.
They always have the wall of like band tees and like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like artists and stuff. I was always about that. But yeah, we're back. We're going to talk about some current events that are going on. Jonathan's tripping behind the boards. If you could only see his angry, sad face, because Landon knows how to cue him this morning.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Super Bowl. What do I know about the Super Bowl?
Absolutely nothing. Alex said in our Team Apple group chat, he said, "Go team."
Yeah, last week,
Go sports.
Go sports.
go sports, score the goals. No, last week, Jonathan, before I left him, he goes, "Hey, we're gonna watch the game, man. Where are you gonna be?" And I go, "What game's that? When is it?" And he's like, "It's the Super Bowl." And he goes, "Never mind." And I go, "Okay."
Should have told him it was like I don't know, something to do with
World Cup.
Yeah,
Is that what
World
I got?
Cup.
World Cup, I'd have been there,
Olympics.
dude.
Yeah, see?
I would have been ramped up for that. So let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Wait.
Specifically because I know the Eagles won.
Go team, make points.
Go team, make points.
Verbatim.
I was being supportive for whoever needs the support. The Eagles won, is that correct?
the Eagles, the Birds.
Yeah, the only reason I do know that in pop culture is because I went straight to the next morning. I don't know why. I went to Tech Nine's social media because Tech Nine is a big Kansas City. Isn't that who they played?
Yes.
Yes.
I figured he would make a big thing about it.
Did he?
No, I don't think he didn't. There was nothing. So I'm like, oh, that's not good.
So
It's
he's
kind of like when the
yeah.
Buckeyes lose. The next morning you look and you're like,
Just nobody talks.
nobody talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what
A
that's
moment
like,
of silence.
actually.
But per usual, Apple goes all in on big events. And the halftime show, Apple Music kicked off Kendrick Lamar's Road to Halftime ahead of the Super Bowl. They did a bunch of stuff. So there was a press conference for Kendrick Lamar on February 6th. I watched certain clips of it that were in Reels. Pretty cool. Just talking about like his, rise to fame, where he's come from. I know he's a Compton kid. So Landon, to continue, Tim Cook was also in New Orleans.
He was out and about.
He was out and about making social stories.
Who did I see him there with? I saw a clip of him in like a diner somewhere, and he was walking in, but he was walking in with somebody else like super famous.
Yeah, he made social stories. Apparently, he was making stories, but he was making his rounds in New Orleans. Just
Apple
making
did a
scene.
lot with the Super Bowl.
They did.
A lot of advertising, a lot of
Then it's going to be clean cut. It's going to be top
it was
end.
good. Yeah.
But when Landon walked in, he said, "Hey, Drake," and Jonathan's not happy.
Yeah, so Jonathan, and this is all tying into Apple, so if you think we're not talking about Apple, we are. But it's just another excuse to talk about the Super Bowl some more. And Drake and Kendrick. So Jonathan, do you not like Drake or do you not like Kendrick?
Oh, it is not the case of me not liking Drake. It's the case of me not liking Kendrick Lamar at all.
So you don't like Kendrick?
Negative, Ghost Rider. That's all
Okay.
I'll say.
Let's you don't want to go any more into it.
It probably wouldn't be worth your time.
He's so angry.
Okay, let me ask you this. So you like Drake, correct?
Drizzy.
Very
Yes.
much. Are you upset that Drake lost the battle? I mean, let's be honest here.
I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Kendrick Lamar won fair and square, but Drake's still better.
I will agree. I will listen to Drake over Kendrick.
Nobody's bumping Kendrick Lamar, bro. Drake has that.
I mean, at the Super Bowl they were.
So I've always said this.
So mad.
I know. Okay, so I will say this. People are always like, "Hey, were you?" I think Tony, back when it was hot, the whole.
Dude, me and Tony, we cut up about it to this day.
Yeah, and I literally, I was talking to him about it, and I said, he was like, "Well, where do you stand on it?" It's a while back, and I said,
Oh,
to be
yeah.
honest,
Yep.
they're both I'm on the side of
Neither.
they're both amazing, and I didn't listen to the Beef songs. Like I have
You
no
didn't listen to
clue.
one,
No, because
not one disc.
yeah, because I don't. They're both incredible artists. I'm all about Beef. I'm all about like competition and stuff like that. I love rap battles, but I like honestly, Drake has always been an incredible performer, and Kendrick is an amazing poet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they both
It's
do.
well said.
Yeah, they
It's really
both
well
do
said.
their thing, and like whatever. Yeah.
I will agree with that because I think Drake's performance
He's a performer.
in general is a lot better than
Drake
what
is for the
even Kendrick
people.
did.
Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar's West Coast rap.
Yeah.
And there's such a it's a very complex topic that I'm not going to get into, but just know where.
But like
where I
Drake, I mean,
stand.
Drake's been around forever performing. He also comes from acting, like at a young age.
And that's
So he
it
knows
always gets brought up.
his showmanship is top
I say
quality.
respect it, dude. He came from an actor and now he's an artist. Like,
Yeah.
he
But-
gets hated on.
He did get destroyed in the battle. Like genuinely game over, just like the stadium said.
They don't like us. They don't like us.
I'm
Good
so
Lord.
mad.
Golly, it's
It was
aggravating.
good, but tying that back into Apple, Apple did a lot.
They did a lot for the halftime show.
Sponsored it.
Big, and Apple doesn't do a lot of ads
Oh,
or
don't
sponsorships.
need
Maybe
to.
on like an AT&T commercial or something
Yeah.
like that. Every once in a while, when the new iPhone comes out,
I have seen commercials about the new emoji thing. The
I
AI
think they're
emoji
getting into
thingy.
it more.
Yeah.
But it's not always product based unless it's the iPhone. They'll promote the iPhone, but
Besides
it's
that, not really.
like different features. It's
Yeah.
kind of like you don't see a Lamborghini commercial,
right.
Yep.
but
Yeah.
Apple's getting into it a little
Yep.
bit.
Yep.
Just because I think of how important social media is, and now there's like Netflix commercials and all that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
and I think it speaks for itself. I think they do a lot of digital ad play as well, which helps their cause. But the product speaks for itself. It's kind of like you and I talked about not too long ago about like Red Bull. You never see Red Bull being like talked about. They don't make ads with Red Bull,
Right.
on their social media. They invest it into every
Commercials.
aspect of life.
Red Bull's social media is what is it? It's a whole bunch of random stuff.
Yeah, and you think about everything like they have these extreme teams from like extreme snowboarding to the other day I saw it was Red Bull. It was like it was a short, but literally guys were on a train trying to do a flip on a skateboard. So like they were ramping the things
I'm looking at
while
it.
the train was moving,
I'm
going.
looking at it.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty.
So they
wicked.
use other people's content, kind of.
It's just a bunch
They
of
sponsor teams.
parkour stuff.
You know what I mean? Because those are the people that drink Red Bull.
Yeah.
People that love adrenaline.
Adrenaline,
rushes.
yeah.
So it's smart. It's super smart. With Apple's Music, they pushed it a little bit more. I think it was available before, but for those who are listening, Apple Music's biggest offer ever. They say you can get Apple Music for a limited time. New and eligible subscribers can get 6 months of Apple Music for $2.99. That's cheap.
Starting off.
Starting off.
Wait,
It's
didn't it used to be free, or was it like a 3 months for free?
3 months trial for free.
So now it's 6 months for $2.99.
6 months and for 50 cents a month.
Well, I mean, you would have paid $30, right?
Yep.
Because you would have paid 3 for free and then 3
Yep.
at 10. So yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
deal. 6 months for $2.99 a month or $2.99 altogether.
$2.99 altogether for 6 months.
Okay.
Yep.
So 50 cents a month. I think we can afford that.
So
the normal.
yeah. So whether whoever scored the points, I don't know how many points were scored or which team took home the
Well,
glory.
the Eagles
It was
scored
40 to
all the
22.
points pretty much
Yeah, it
into the
was
last
62,
thing.
62 total points.
That's pretty cool. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I don't
Go
like.
team, make points.
Can I make a point really quick too? I don't like. This is another reason. Like I liked Trestle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big sports guy, but I like the sportsmanship to where if it's a run rule, don't smash their faces in the ground unless it's Michigan. Don't smash their faces in the ground.
As far as
Like
what do
have-
you mean?
like-
If it's
Show
like
some
80 to
mercy.
0,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Like
Put in your water, boy.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
I agree, but
There's
I also
some sportsmanship behind destroying somebody's livelihood versus
Yeah.
winning a game.
I also think there's a time that you have to smash somebody's face in the ground. Like next year when Ohio State beats Michigan,
That's what I'm saying. Michigan.
do not release the brakes.
No.
No.
Oh.
No, do not release the
many
brakes.
years.
Smother them, cover them,
been 4 years.
smothered, covered, and what is Waffle House chunked?
I don't know.
I want them smothered,
You're the
covered, and chunked
sponsor.
on the floor.
Aren't you the Waffle House guy?
Yeah, that's crazy. He brings that up again. If you've been following, you know exactly what he's talking about. But
We love our fans.
yeah, the Eagles destroyed him.
It's Barney.
Destroyed Kansas City. Actually, it was pretty embarrassing. I heard Travis Kelce was supposed to.
Isn't that the Taylor
There
Swift dude?
was a speculation of him proposing in
Yeah.
halftime.
Yeah, there was a
did not
speculation of
happen.
that, but apparently not going to work. Not
That,
happening.
and that would have been all show. So he would have had to have gotten a big sponsor like, hey,
Yeah.
how about you buy the ring and I'll propose it?
Yeah.
So-
Thank you to
dumb.
K Jewelers for
Yeah.
giving me this $100,000 ring. Probably
Di-
not. It'd probably be
More
more
than
expensive
that,
than
yeah.
Diamonds are forever.
yeah. No kidding.
So,
But
anyway, back to Apple.
yep,
That was a rant. I apologize.
we rant for like the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then we talk about something, and then we go back on a rant. So that's pretty
Okay.
much what this podcast is about.
Apple. Today, as we're recording this is actually February 11th, and as of yesterday, 18.3.1 was released.
Yeah, I updated it last night.
Okay.
0.1.
Um,
I updated over the weekend to 18.3.
It came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Point
18.3. Point 1 came out
Came out,
yesterday.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Security enhancement. There's only two things. There's some bug fixes, various bug fixes, like they normally say. Yeah, and then addresses a significant vulnerability in the USB restricted mode, which previously allowed attackers with physical access to bypass security measures and lock devices. That's the only thing that changed.
Yeah, there wasn't anything,
No,
and it had to do something with the AI, didn't it?
no, because
I was reading something last night.
18.3 was released on the 27th of January. That's with visual intelligence with camera control. That's when that
Okay.
came in. You can add events to calendar app directly from images or posters or flyers. But then notification summaries, that was it. Nothing huge yet.
Nothing.
in the
But
past
they
few.
also, Apple's 18 is just huge in general.
That's what I'm saying. It's funny
gotta
how
have these
quickly
bug
we
fixes.
dismiss. We're like, oh, there's nothing new.
It's been 120 days. Where's the new stuff? We want a new phone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that 18 is, like we've talked about before, one of the biggest updates Apple's ever had. And I think even the next one with how things are going with AI and ChatGPT and all that is going to
Yeah.
be pretty
Speaking of
impressive.
ChatGPT, they had a commercial during the Super Bowl.
Did
I
you
thought
see
it was
that?
So cool.
I don't
it was
know.
So
I didn't
cool.
see it.
It was
I saw the Secret Service had a commercial.
this guy over here. This is like
Do you live under a rock? Respectfully.
Patrick.
No, but I have a big rock in my driveway.
He does, and he hits it with his car.
Yeah, it's so I don't hit the house.
Anyway, I'm glad you saw it. That commercial was so cool.
It's very good.
Just visually intriguing. Just like
Yes.
you wanted to keep watching it.
I agree. That there was a lot of commercials. And shout out to I'll say my Dublin guys, but I don't know them. Alex knows the mother of the Dublin, right? The people that did the Dorito
Aunt,
commercial.
The aunt.
The aunt
Yeah.
of the kids that won the Dorito commercial contest
Hello, Celeste.
and had the Dorito thing online, which is really, really cool. I
Yep.
mean, it's awesome to be able to, anybody would think this, it's somebody from your hometown or your home city gets put on something that big. And I would assume that the person that created that commercial, I mean, their lives have probably changed forever. Getting picked by that, Doritos might hire the person or just putting that on your resume as you created a Super Bowl commercial. I would say lies. It's up there.
Yeah,
So that's pretty elite.
when I was talking to Celeste about it, his aunt, I said, she said for a couple of years, he's been living in California,
Mhm.
becoming a cinematographer,
Yep.
working in film, working your way up, which is a hard thing to do. It's kind of like an actor going out there and, eventually you just start waiting tables,
Yes.
it's hard to get into the business. And I was like, $1 million. I hope you're the favorite aunt. That's the first thing I said. And, but she said, when she had talked to him, she's like, you won that money. And his words were, yeah, I got to start paying my dad back for rent because, he's been helping him out with
How
rent
much
out
did he
there.
win?
$1 million.
They won $1 million
And
for
they
that.
chose the Super Bowl. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. But $1 million, what do you get? Like $400K. And there's probably like 3 guys,
Yeah.
working on it together.
Yeah, I would say you probably get but still, I mean, it's $100,000
Yeah,
if you
you can
divide it
live-
at the minimum.
Live for 2 years as
Yeah,
a videographer.
or you can put it into. If you're that good,
But-
I would push harder and be like, hey, let's invest this.
But I told her it just takes one of those breaks to put on your portfolio to say, okay, this is, people won,
Yeah.
this is.
and it was a
what
sick commercial.
It was funny.
That was a good one.
Super funny. So yeah, that wraps up that piece of it, of the Super Bowl and key updates. So we're still waiting for the next update. There's
I
speculation.
don't think it would be anything huge.
It'll be
right?
bug fixes, I'm sure. And like I said before, AI updates. That's what I.
The
figured it would
points
be.
are the 3.1, 4.1.
Yeah.
Those are all bug fixes.
Security
Typically, it's
on
whenever
each.
they come out with the 18 point something, is when there's a bigger idea or bigger application or something they do on there. So
Correct.
Apple Invites, is that on the list?
We were going to talk about it next episode, but let's talk about it right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Apple Invites. Let's dive into that. If you don't know, Apple just released just I believe, over the weekend completely.
Yeah.
I had added it in the App Store
It's
for
actually pretty cool.
to
It's pretty
request.
It's
pretty cool.
legit. It's
So,
legit.
It showed up on my phone randomly because I requested it, and like I want it when it comes out. So like you can pre-request it.
Okay.
It showed up on my phone, and I'm like, oh, what is this? I'm like, oh, Lincoln downloaded something on his iPad. I'm like, oh crap, what is this? Because it looks like bubbles.
Yeah.
So I clicked on it. I was like, oh shoot. But yeah, you had said, hey, just check this out. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I looked at it. It's a lot more than they had stated that it was going to be, which is always really neat.
It's not just a calendar invite.
No, my
No.
favorite thing about it, you can add like playlists. I think that's so
You can
cool.
add playlists for people
They're
that want to
so
hear.
cool. I love
You
it.
know where I think this could come into a big play, and I don't know how it could be, but maybe there's a QR code or something that can be scanned. I think that DJs could use this as, hey, scan this if you want to select a song to come up. Right?
Correct.
Kind of like touch tunes. And I'm
Yep.
guessing that's what the idea of what you want
Yep.
to happen there. I think it's a really good idea, as well as we used it. As soon as it came out, I downloaded it, and then I had sent it to my friends, and we went and got Sushi Friday. Love sushi. And I was like, hey.
Anything that swam. Ugh.
Really?
Yeah.
Sushi's great.
I'll eat raw
Sushi's
beef.
amazing.
You
before I
were
eat
a
sushi.
swam at one point.
Yeah. I'll eat like hamburger meat in a tube.
You were a swam at one point. Okay. Anyways, so
I won.
the the Apple invite thing. We sent it to him. It worked really well. You can also take pictures. So if you're having like a party and you don't want to hire a photographer
Party.
because they're so expensive,
So on that,
straight over, didn't it? I said
No
if you
clue.
do not want to hire a
No,
photographer,
no, don't say it. It's already over with. Moving on. Yeah, late to the
But I
party.
think it's pretty
don't
cool
you
to be
laugh
able to
at
do that.
that.
And I think like
I
live,
know.
there's a difference between like great photography like Alex does, and then also it's cool to have like in the moment pictures with people off their own phones, which
For
I
sure.
think is an idea as well.
Yeah, it's a good balance. I
Yeah.
would agree.
Cool app, and you can do updates on there, address, and you can send it to people on your phone versus people on Facebook. I don't care for the Facebook thing. The Facebook like events, I think it's cool for
Yeah,
businesses and stuff. But if you're having a private party, invite your private friends.
I agree. So a little bit of details on those. Event participants can contribute photos and videos
Yep.
to a dedicated share album, ensuring
That's
memory is
cool.
preserved.
Yep.
We talked about the playlist, curated soundtrack. I think it's cool that it also integrates everything in the ecosystem of Apple apps. So Apple Maps and weather are involved.
Yep.
So providing
yes.
directions with real-time weather forecasts. For the event.
I saw that. So it will say on there, if you create an event and it's within the next 7 days, I'm guessing that's the timeline because it can't tell me an event in 2 months from now, right? It can't tell me the weather.
Yeah.
But when I created that event, it said your weather is going to be this during that time the event is, which I think is very beneficial to people. They just got to go on the invite, go to my invites, right?
Mhm.
Oh, it's going to be sunny that day.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear this, or it's going to be rainy. I'm going to wear this. It's
Very
going to be indoor. I think it's
Yeah.
And
really
I think
cool.
as far as like my calendar goes, because I have Google Calendar for business, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
Everything is I have different calendars in Apple apps. So for it to be integrated into my calendar system and not just added in,
Yes.
it's kind of like a Facebook event. You can say add to your calendar and it goes in there, but it's not. There's some bugs.
You can tap on it now and all the details pop up versus go to the Facebook link.
Right. Apple Intelligence is integrated, of course, since it's in Apple itself. From Image Playground, you enabling that to create an image for the Apple app
Yep.
itself. Writing tools to create the description, whatnot. Event management, hosts can manage events efficiently by sharing invitation via links, monitoring the RSVPs,
That's cool.
and
I didn't know that.
customizing event details such as backgrounds and addresses. Guests can view and respond invitations through the iPhone app or via the web without needing iCloud Plus subscription on an Apple account. So here's where it comes into play
Okay.
that nobody thinks about. iCloud Plus subscription requirement. To create and send invites, users must have an iCloud Plus subscription with plans starting at $99 a month.
99
99 cents.
cents a
Yeah.
month. Okay, but everybody has iCloud though.
You don't think about it, though. What if they don't? iCloud Plus. It's
Hey.
not the free account. It's once you start adding money a month. Because you get 10.
You get 50
Gigs.
gigs for free. I think we're over unless you're a brand new iPhone user, I think we're over the 50 gig limit at this point for everybody in general. If you have less than 50 gigs on your phone worth of stuff, it's like you're just not getting into a phone.
Yeah.
If you've had a phone for more than 2 years, you definitely have more than 50 gigs. So I think we're over that. And I'm an iCloud fan because of all the damage that I've seen
Right.
people not having their stuff backed up. So when somebody, I don't care if it's your grandmother or I don't care if it's a new person on the block, if they come in and they're like, well, I need to set this storage. I'm like, let's spend $2.99 a month, right? Let's spend one McDouble, and let's get this iCloud storage backed up, so you don't have to come in here and have these issues. And
That's 2 chicken ring sandwiches at White Castle's.
There it is. Perspective.
that just
Shout out to White Castle's.
sometimes you got to think like that.
This is episode number 33 of me trying to make you a sponsor.
That would be insane.
I
don't- That would be insane.
I don't know how
recipients
much.
can RSVP and participate in shared events, shared event features without an iCloud Cloud Plus subscription or Apple device, making it accessible to broader audience.
Okay.
So via the web, you can't participate in every little feature,
Yeah.
but you're able.
Well, I think that's going to be really cool with some of the events we do here as well. We can, you can create an event now. Can I take that link and post it on our website for anybody to be invited to this for, let's say, the back to school event?
Mhm.
Could you put that online and say register?
Sure. If you want them to have your personal iCloud account.
Nope, don't want that. We can create a business one. But might be a good idea.
Yeah. So it's free in the App Store. You have to be running iOS 18 or later. Users can also access the app via the web at iCloud.com/invites, ensuring flexibility among all platforms.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the app. I think Apple's.
For both hosts and guests, I think it's a.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe it's should have been done a while ago.
What other feature would you add?
What other feature would I add to that?
Yeah.
Um,
What if there was some sort of video inside of, because I mean FaceTimes, right? What if there was some video feature inside of it, like, hey, 3 days before we're having like a collab, like, hey, what should I cook for everybody? What kind of things do you want on the menu? If
You
you
can
want to
have
join this
a-
host call right now,
a poll, tacos,
Oh,
pizza.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yes,
gonna
which
say.
one do you
Something
want?
within like communication, like a group chat almost.
Voting.
Like like a group
because they
chat,
have that in
sure.
Facebook, polls,
Yeah.
group chatting, documents.
I think the poll thing would be a good idea, and I'm guessing this stuff will come.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And maybe another thing would, and I don't know if they have this. Maybe can I invite my Facebook friends to this? But I want to do it on Apple, not Facebook. So is there a way that I can say invite Facebook friends? Because there's some people that I have on Facebook that I want to come or would want to invite, but I don't necessarily have their phone number. Maybe.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe games. Speaking of which, last night, iOS as well. I was watching Netflix for a hot minute. I got like 20-minute Netflix before I went to bed. I was just scrolling through there, doom scrolling, because I can't find anything lately on Netflix.
You just look. There's thing after thing after
Yeah.
thing.
And I'm just like, I've seen it. That's too long. I'm going to fall asleep. I've seen it. So it came up to games. And games, have been out for a while on Netflix. However, it's become a lot more integrated. And it said, download the controller. So I had to go to the App Store. It had a QR code. Clicked on it. I clicked on the game I wanted. Clicked on the thing. Your iPhone, well, I believe it's only on iOS because it said iOS Store. It's literally a controller. So it has a thumb joystick and a buttons, kind of like a old school Nintendo.
How long
then
were
you-
you on this?
I'd never played the game.
Never last night.
No, it said 2 minutes to download, and I said, I'm
You're
out.
going to have to play it, and then we can talk about
Yeah.
it.
When I went to the App Store, it said 2.4 stars on the app. So
How many reviews?
I don't know, but that's not a good start.
No, it's not. Good.
Even if it's the first review.
Yeah, no kidding. I agree.
Barney. It's Barney
again,
Bish.
Well, I think a lot of things too. Now I'm not a gamer, but if I had a game, I don't know. I'm looking at my phone because I don't know if I could do this. I'm a joystick, an actual joystick. I'm a
Mhm.
button. I want to feel the click.
You get used to it.
But could you use?
Same.
Could I use my volume button, or could I use something like this for a trigger? Like,
Oh, check this out. So I just opened it up because I'd never even looked at how to download it. It says to connect this controller, start a Netflix game and scan the QR code on your screen. Games are available on your TV or computer.
I don't know how. I'm
So
just
I
not a
can
big
play on my
gamer.
Mac
I'm
on-
not a big gamer, man.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it.
Me neither, but
No.
Netflix games are in beta. So
That's cool.
yeah, you literally don't have any other options on here. It just says,
What I like about Netflix,
Yeah.
and at one point I thought they were going to fall.
Yeah.
And they still might, who knows. But I feel like they've done good at keeping up.
Yeah.
Like Redbox dropped. Blockbuster dropped, right? They never caught up with the wave of things.
RIP.
But I think Netflix they're making their own movies, right? They are adding the games. I
Mhm.
think they're still keeping up to date. Now they're raising their prices continually. But
But with the live events, I mean, they kind of had
I think
to,
it's a bit, the live, I agree.
because people
and
just went to
everything-
pin to
Oh,
pay.
yeah, I remember
people would have just went to pay-per-view
Live events.
for Tyson,
Yes.
you know?
And I
Yeah.
think that's a great, and Tyson, Jake Paul, that event was huge
They
for
had
Netflix.
games on Christmas too.
But
the
if
NFL
you're going to
games.
do that, if you're going to have an event live on your network, you need to make sure that you can have the event live on your network.
Yeah.
Right. not
And
have
stream it.
bug. Yeah.
Every single
they
time
weren't
that
ready.
happens, at Peacock, they did one before and it was like that. They're what's the app? Fugu or something? Some
Tubi?
Tubi. They had something on there.
You say FUBU.
No, Fubu. That's a shoe.
No, that's actually that. No,
Like
that
baby
really is
fat?
a real thing. Fubu TV, it's a real thing.
Fubu. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Fubu TV. They had something on there one time and it just cut out, and it's annoying. Everybody has that issue. It's like unless you're actually at the game, you're
And
not
do you
gonna watch
think
it.
do you think it's because broadband, like if you think about news stations, ESPN, they don't have that issue? Do you think it's because places like Netflix, they have to buy in for that? They don't own it.
Probably,
Mm.
but you're paying for it.
Yeah.
So buy in for
But
it.
they're paying for it. Like that's not their realm, and they have to pay in, to
Maybe.
get that live,
I
to
think-
get the towers, to
I
get the
just
signal.
think Starlink should have everything.
Here he goes.
Starlink again.
There he goes.
I need to have
UFOs.
I think everything should be done off Starlink.
UFOs are
I'm
real.
about to get it for my house because my router keeps going out. To be honest, so annoying.
Okay, so so that got me into before we end that topic, the whole iCloud Plus issue. I'm like, well, I'm an iCloud Plus subscription, user. Which yesterday I was working with David to try to figure out madness. My 2 terabytes are completely full.
Yeah, I go to the 4 terabyte or
And
whatever.
so I'm
now.
like, okay, what can I delete?
4
And like, what's going
terabytes?
into what?
Lord have mercy.
Because I'll play that game. I'm that guy that plays the game of, okay, what can I delete? What can I delete for
Yeah.
like 3 months? I'm like, screw it, and then I just
I gotta update my Mac, but I don't have enough storage on there. So this
Right.
morning I was like empty and stuff. I'm like, whatever.
Okay, so iCloud Plus premium features. We talked about iCloud Plus. iCloud Plus being, a subscription piece of Apple, but I never really thought about like what do I get with iCloud Plus.
Right? Yeah,
in
you get a lot
detail.
of stuff.
So this is kind of cool to think about. Expanded storage until it's not expanded, allows users to keep large libraries of high resolution photos, videos, files safe in iCloud, easily accessible across all their devices on the web. Private Relay keeps browsing in Safari entirely private from network providers, websites, and even Apple.
So privacy.
Yeah, even Apple does now.
Yeah.
Hide My Email generates unique random email addresses.
I like
whenever-
that because I think that's a
And I don't use Mail.
Yeah, whenever I sign in with Apple ID, it'll ask if I want to share
okay.
email
Here's
or
my
not.
problem: is in my head, I think that when I say hide my email and it gives me this other email, that I have to remember that email, but I don't.
Mhm.
Mm.
But I think that you don't have to remember. It's just your normal email, but it's being disguised as something else. So if there's ever an issue with your privacy,
People are like, is this
they
legit?
get the janky email.
Yeah.
Right, but they don't get the your personal email. So
Yeah,
it's a lot better.
Right.
It's
Like
actually a
big-
great idea to use that.
Big Game Boy Fan 4, and they're
Yeah.
like, this is not Landon.
Yeah,
He doesn't
no.
even play games.
Facts.
Landon don't play games.
That'd be funny if it really did generate random things AI generated.
Funny
things.
ones.
Yeah, right?
Really
Like
don't.
not this time at Yahoo.
Yeah, crazy
Probably
about
somebody's email.
crazy about Care Bears 45 or
Barney.
something.
Care Bears,
Yeah,
Beanie Baby 211.
That was my AOL account. Okay, so HomeKit security video which you do, right? Like on
HomeKit, yes.
and you
HomeKit, yeah.
your videos are on
Surveillance system.
through HomeKit.
Yep.
Okay, so it's capture and review home security footage end-to-end encrypted format.
What does that last part mean there? End-to-end
Encrypted. So like nobody can see it. If somebody was trying to hack into your computer, nobody's going
Yeah,
to
it's
see
like
the footage that
embedded
you
almost,
look.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
cu-
I have. Yeah, I
cust-
like HomeKit too.
yeah. Custom email domain enable users to personalize their iCloud and email address, and then family sharing allows users to share their iCloud Plus subscription up to 5 people at no extra cost,
That's how Netflix should be.
starting at 99 cents.
Cheap.
Yeah, or if you're my 2
There's
terabyte.
so many people subscribe to Apple iCloud and stuff now.
You
I
said
think they're okay with
you said 50 gigs free,
you get the first 50
and I
gigs
thought
of
it was
iCloud.
10. Is that
iCloud
used to
storage.
be 10?
Well, it's 10 to you because of how much stuff you have.
Yeah. On my 5C, I had like 10 originally.
When the iPod came out, it had 4 gigs. I
M- my-
couldn't even.
My first media player before the iPod had 256 megabytes, and it was the big one.
Yeah,
No.
the big one.
Boof.
Kaboom.
Eventually, I think these devices, in 20 years from now, I think the base model will be a terabyte. It'll
It
have
should
to be.
It should be.
Through technology. Where does it
When my
stop,
MacBook
though?
Pro has cellular,
Well, is it 10 terabyte? Is that going to be a base model in 60 years from now? What is the limit to where Apple
what if
has
it,
their storage?
but what if it goes backward? If everything is cloud based, like it is starting to be, and you don't need any of that.
That's how they balance it out, I think. But I don't necessarily think it's going to eliminate it because not everybody wants to pay for cloud. I'll just pay for the phone. But then it's like, well, you're going to pay a lot more for the phone if you don't buy the cloud.
But the clouds get bigger, and then there's no sun.
But what if the clouds start to produce rain?
Businessman 101.
You know, a lot of our cloud storage is like over Ireland. Did you know that?
No.
Like our personal, and a lot of law rulings. They're like, well, we need access to it, and they're like, it's not in our country.
Yeah.
So that's a whole new thing.
Can't even go to it.
Yeah.
I need a one-way plane ticket to the cloud.
Yeah. Send us to Dublin. I need my photos back. There goes the plane. Good job. This has been a crazy episode of Strictly Apple Talk. My name is Alex.
I'm Landon.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Thanks for coming.